Alright guys, welcome back to The Average Garage. This is the second part of the wiring episode. Like I said in the last one, it dragged out a bit, so I split it up into two to make it a bit easier to watch. Anyways, hope you enjoy the episode. Stick around to the end. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of fun stuff. And I hope you enjoy the episode. I hope it's somewhat interesting, but we'll see how we go. So let's get into it. Okay, so as part of wiring, sometimes things just don't work, and books and instruction manuals and everything are wrong. So I've run into a case of that now. So with Sleepy 6 over there, on Nigel's instructions, it says to find a blue with yellow trace, I think. No, yellow with light blue trace of a wire. I don't have any yellow with light blue trace. So then I resorted to my manual, which said I was looking for a violet with light blue trace. Also don't have one of them. Now I'm trying to find the cruise control light, which I found out is this one right on the edge here. And if we flip this cluster over, there's a light bulb for it. So I'm going to have to do the old-fashioned way and test for continuity from the light bulb to every single one of these pins on both connectors until I find which one I'm looking for. Then that will let me understand what color it is in the car. So yeah, let's get to that. Alright guys, it's like day 4 of wiring now. It's getting ridiculous, but it is what it is. It's tedious. I'm spending about half a day each time doing it. So anyways, last little update for the dash wiring and ECU wiring and stuff, Canberra stuff. I've made myself a cheat sheet here. The reason I make these cheat sheets is because my brain struggles to comprehend two different sheets. So we've got the instructions for the Canberra module and then the instructions for the EL specifically. For some reason, my brain can't figure this out. It just takes way too long and it just messes with my head a bit. So the easy way that I find to do it is go through. It's a little bit more tedious, but I go through and pretty much make a cheat sheet, which is what this is. So I'm going to wire it into that cluster plug that you can just see there. So I'm going to wire it all into that, and then there's a few wires that run back to the ECU, so I've got to open up the ECU again, even though I've already done that twice. So that's going to be interesting. Alright guys, it's been a good couple of days since I started doing the wiring project for this car, and it's been a massive emotional roller coaster. So as you can see behind me, the ECU is gone. I no longer need the EL ECU, so I've done a whole bunch of de-pinning and re-pinning down there and joining wires up and all sorts of stuff. The accelerator wiring is done. I've tested it, it works. I have already powered this up and I haven't seen any magic smoke, which is always good. I can't smell any magic smoke. That's also even better. I've also got the BEM, or as in the ELs, they changed to a smart lock module. Everything in this car has about 35 names, so that was a pain in the ass, but that's all tapped into. I've literally got one more wire to connect and then I can start running the big battery cable. So if we have a look down here, that's that little box you can see there. That little box is a module by Canberra. Now thank you very much, Nigel, you've been an absolute legend. Yeah, he's been helping me with the install, with wiring questions and all that sort of stuff. He's pretty much a man of gold. So I really appreciate your work, mate, and I really appreciate you being able to send that out to me. It was a great help. It's you've been a massive help to this whole process, so I really appreciate that. And I also super appreciate Bill from Hooten's Harnesses. He's given me a ton of advice. He's been answering tons of questions. He's been helping me through the whole wiring as well. So yeah, without those two guys, I would have been paying a lot of money for somebody else to do all this. So yeah, I really appreciate your help, guys, and both your links will be down in the description below. Really appreciate you coming through and helping out. Yeah, so the shifter's all wired up as well. You would have seen that. And yeah, I've got one more wire to put in, and then we can start running the battery cable into the boot. I've got a nice billet aluminium mount that you've probably already seen. That's going to go in the boot. And the battery is coming today. And I'm getting an oil pressure sender today. So yeah, there's a few more things. The list to start this is getting very short. So hopefully the next episode, it should be started. So I'll leave it for the next episode because it may have its plethora of its own problems, but we'll see how it goes. Anyways, I've been rambling. Let's get to chucking the battery cable in. Okay, so I've run the power cable out through the grommet. It's going to run up along with the other body loom up under the inner guard here. And then I've run it through, like you've just seen, into a power distribution block. So that's pretty cool. Now I can run, this is the main power feed for the vehicle. I can run it into there, and I can run a charge cable into here, or I could run the original charge cable really. Yeah, either way, I'll probably run a thicker charge cable purely for the fact that the battery's so far away now, so it might try and draw more amps. So I might run a thicker charge cable, we'll see how we go. Anyways, everything's going to go into here, so the starter motor power can come in from here as well. So that's nice and secure, and then it's neatened up. So I can put these two relays back up here, put the cover back on so it all looks nice and neat, and yeah, it should look quite fancy when we're done. Alright, so before I jump into that, I'm going to quickly run down to the hardware store and grab some longer hardware, because if we come through here to the back of the car, go through the boot, those 4 spaces are where the battery tray, which is over there, is going to live, but I need to get some longer countersunk hardware to pretty much go through the floor pan and through the spaces that I made. The reason I've put the spaces there are because the floor is pretty uneven, so I'd rather pull up in certain spots than try and bend that plate over the uneven floor pan. So yeah, and hopefully the body deadener should crush down a little bit to give me a little bit of play as well. So I'm going to do a quick run to the hardware store, and I'm also going to grab a couple of parts. The battery has also arrived, so thank you very much to Matt from Coastal Batteries. You're an absolute legend. Yeah, so anyways, let's get to it. Alright, I'm back from my little shopping trip. Bought a bunch of stuff, and yeah. Anyways, also got some run-in oil, because you know what that means. It's getting bloody close to starting. So anyways, I'm going to continue on with this, and now that I've got some more stuff, what I'm going to do is just quickly finish up what I was doing in the engine bay, and then once I've finished that, I can jump back into the back and finish off the boot mount battery. Okay, so quick update. We've got the power wire coming through from that grommet. And it runs along the main body harness all the way through under the back seat. The battery mounted up with the billet alloy plate and the 120 circuit breaker. So now we can start worrying about getting the main lines done. So from the terminal to the breaker and then the breaker onwards. Alright folks, I'm going to wrap this episode up here. It has been a very lengthy process. It's been well over a week in the making of just filming and working. I haven't been at work last week and I spent the whole week wiring the car. So as you've seen, I've modified all the ECU wiring and all the other fun stuff. The diagram I showed on the board, if I do put it in the video, was actually wrong. So yeah, there was a lot of chasing back and forth. There was a lot of rectifying things, finding problems, all that sort of stuff. But in the end, we got there. Again, a massive thank you to Bill from Hoodies Harnesses and Nigel from Canberra. You guys have been an absolute astonishing help with the build. So yeah, I'm really grateful of you guys and I really appreciate all the support you've given me. So now this is the list that I've got. Once that list is done, I should be able to test it and start it up and try and see if it does things. So hopefully that's going to happen in the next week or so for me, which means maybe a week or two for you guys. But anyways, this episode might be very long. It might get split into 2 parts. I'm not sure. I'll find out when I edit it, obviously. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. I'm going to leave it here and yeah, peace out. Like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff. And yeah, like I said, next episode, hopefully this thing will start and the build will just be starting for this thing. It's going to go wild at some point. So anyways, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace, guys.